Okay, so we're going to Kung Fu Havoc number 2. This is the 4th video of martial arts. I talked about a lot of things. I touched on honor, I touched on the macho complex, I touched on everything except for respect. I talked about it, but I didn't touch on it. So let's talk a little bit about respect. Respect is a three-way street. What was that? Respect is a three-way street. I'm going to explain why I said it's a three-way street. It's kind of like point of view. There's your version, there's my version, and there's actually what actually happened, which is God's version. If you don't believe in God, then just ignore that last statement. Then just go with what actually happened. As a martial artist, I do not go around purposely disrespecting other martial arts or martial artists. However, I respectfully call it like I see it. As I said in a video or two, I don't know if I posted it or not, I may have, I may not have, but as I said in a video or two back, there have been a lot of people coming down on some of my idols of them being fake martial artists, and one of my main idols has always been Frank Dux. And if you look for a lot of these videos that are calling him out to be fake or whatever and saying he was the greatest hustler in martial arts and all that, I have no distinguished proof because I don't personally know Frank Dux. I can't really defend him, I can't really not defend him, but he has my respect. No, because Bloodsport and Van Damme was a good movie. I still like Van Damme. He slowly earned my respect back as the things that he's done over his more recent years. But when his star was up here and I idolized him and I held him high in regard, as high as a pedestal as I hold Jet Li, Sammo, and Jackie Chan, and even Bruce, I have Van Damme up there and Seagal up there, Speakman, Gary Daniels, Ray Park, Chuck Jeffries, Billy Blanks. All of them were up there, and I still respect all of them to this day. Van Damme and Seagal were reportedly wife beaters. They went from being up here to being way down and over here. Because I don't respect any man who puts his hand on a woman if it's not in the movie script. You know. Anyway. That's cool, right? Anyway. I really gotta stop doing that. Anyway. When I lost respect for them, it was because of police reports, news reports, Dateline 29, the nightly news thing, whatever the hell it was, where Van Damme had went to a bar and got himself knocked out by another guy who punched him, and he blocked it, but he hit himself and knocked himself out. That's not impossible, because I know it can happen. I have not been knocked out in any fights. I've had my bell rung a couple of times. When I first learned how to box, just a little bit, I was boxing wrong. And this hand got hit, and it hit me, and it hurt like shit. And we weren't boxing with gloves. The very first time that I got into a boxing match, and this is why respect is important. There was this kid that lived next door to my father. His name was Corey. How you doing, Corey? I have forgiven you, so I'm going to share this story about how you pissed me off to the point where I tried to kill you. So anyway, Corey's a good dude, yo. But he was a little bit of a tiny bit of a menace. Where I, on the other hand, people would consider me a wallflower and a punk bitch. But I'm a punk bitch that can fight. If you push my buttons well enough, you'll know this punk bitch got a little bit of fire behind him. So like I like to tell people when they call me a punk bitch, yeah, I'm a punk bitch, but I'm a punk bitch that can fight. I'm a punk bitch that loves to fight. And I don't stay down. Corey would find this out. And my dad would save Corey's life. Okay, so Corey and I were back in the back. And by this time, I'm like 13, 14. So I've been doing martial arts 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So between 6 and 7 years, I've been getting really good at it, you know. And I was always practicing, So one day, you know, I never ever thought that me and Corey would ever have any beef or anything like that. I just thought he was another black kid on the block, you know. Me being mixed and everybody knowing it didn't help. And he would always shoot a little snotty mixed remark every now and again. He never even saw my mama, but he knew I was mixed. And you know, he would give a little snotty remark. And that didn't really bother me. So one day him and my friend Lloyd and I were out in the backyard playing in Lloyd's backyard. And Lloyd had got boxing gloves. He said, "Alright, Jay, so we're going to do boxing now." And Corey, being a boxer, he wanted to come over and beat everybody's ass. So, my dumb ass and my macho complex, see, I own my faults. It's how I got into this shit. Instead of doing the martial art thing and walking the fuck off and going home, it's like, I'll come back when you guys are done. Nah, had to be a macho man. So I decided, I'm going to get into this fight with this dude too. And before we got our gloves on, we never taped up our hands or anything because we were kids. We didn't know about the fucking tape shit. But we got our gloves on, and the first thing that comes out of Corey's mouth is, I'm going to be Mike Tyson. Who you going to be? I said, well, I'm going to be James Williams Jr. I'm not going to be Mike Tyson. I wasn't into boxing like talking about. I knew who the fuck Mike Tyson was because about that time, it was when Mike was just coming out. I think it was like 18, and he had just knocked out Michael Spinks that summer. So Corey was Mike Tyson, and I was me, you know. And I said, we got to lay down some ground rules. And he's like, here's the one ground rule. You can't kick. I be watching you practice outside. You can't kick. I was like, all right, I'm down with that. You know, it's not a problem. I said, but you better pull your punches. And I said, we're practicing and we're sparring and we don't have headgear. You better pull your punches. If you hit me hard and you keep hitting me hard, I'm going to try my best to fucking kill you. And then all gloves off the table, and I will kick your ass. Corey's Mike Tyson. Pull punching? Psh, not an option. And if you haven't been in a sparring match, and if you haven't been in a boxing ring or a boxing match, you do not know the difference between being punched hard or a pull punch. Now, a pull punch is where you're hitting somebody with maybe 5% of your power. You're not really trying to hurt them. You're basically tagging them. You know, this motherfucker was not tagging me. He was going for the fences. Alright? If you're going to tell it all. So we're fighting, and he's whooping my ass. You know, I'm not a boxer. I had some boxing lessons, but they weren't professional, and I'm not a boxer. I'm a street fighter. I do my thing. When we in the streets, there are no gloves, there are no rules. Anything goes. When you're boxing, you have rules. You know, no hitting below the belt. You know, no hitting in the throat. You know, but everywhere else is optional. He never went for really good body blows. He would hit me a couple of times, and then he, boom, yeah, he hit me with one of these little short hooks, and he didn't elbow me like they do in professional boxing. You just got to be fast enough to see it. But here, pow, and he kept hitting me. I'm like, all right, dude, you need to pull them punches. Pow, pow, and I'm like, dude, pull the punches. And for every one hit I hit him, he'd hit me 3 times more. So I go, boom, and he'd like, pow, 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 and my head be like, boom, boom, boom. You know, I mean, he was literally whooping my ass in this whole boxing scenario. So he was right-handed, but he fought southpaw. As a martial artist, I know how to adapt. So when he went southpaw, I went southpaw. He said, "Do you know what you're doing?" I said, "Nope, I don't care. I'm not going to keep taking this ass whooping, but, you know, I'm going to give you a run for your money." And he went southpaw, and then he switched back, and he switched back. And during the entire fight, he was always switching. He knew his shit. He was a good boxer. I give it to you straight. He was a good boxer, and he was working my ass over, was just hitting me in the face. He hit me in the body a couple of times, but he never really hit me in the body as hard as he would hit me in the face. So about the third round now, if we're going by points, I probably got in 2 hits in that first round. In the second round, I may have got in 2 hits. And in that third round, I think I got in 1 hit. Because in that third round, it was the last round. And it wasn't the last round because we had decided to go 5 3-minute rounds. We never made it past the third round. Because Angry James came out. I mean, this dude, he was trying to knock me out. He literally was trying to teach me a lesson about fighting by trying to knock me the fuck out. The concept of being knocked out was what his plan was when he said, "I'm going to be Mike Tyson. I'm going to knock your ass out like he did Spinks." And I said, well, it ain't going to work like that because I'm not Spinks. My name is James Williams Jr. And so when we're going at it, when we get to that third round, and he said, bam, bam, bam. So I know how it feels to get hit in the chin with an uppercut. And it jarred me. And then he jabbed me one more time. And I went like this. And I didn't go down. He could not knock me down to save his life. And I stepped back a little bit. I said, if you don't start pulling them punches, I'm going to fuck you up. And he did not pull his punches. And he came back at it. 2 to the body, 1 to the head. And then he jabbed me again. And my head said, whew. And when I came back up, I said, you're fucking dead, buddy. Whoom. And we had the gloves tied on as tight as they possibly could. I said, shoo. Them damn gloves came off, and I went to his ass. But before I could get to him, Lloyd grabbed me and pulled me up. Nah, James, nah. Y'all are boxing. You knew how I was when you started. And I said, nah. He ain't pulled one damn punch. Every time he done hit me harder. Every time. And now I'm going to show him how it was done in Charlottesville. I'm going to put my foot through his motherfucking chest. About that time, my dad called my name. And my dad's one of them people, if you don't come the first time and he has to come after you, that's what this is for. So when he called me that first time, I said, don't let me catch you again. And I went on back over to the house, and my dad jumped down my ass because he knew that I wasn't a boxer. He said, you shouldn't have been over there boxing him. You know better. You know better. You know the boy's been bullying you. You know he's been picking on you. And you goaded your dumb ass right in. Now get the fuck in the house. So he got in the house, and then he came in the house. He apologized for telling me off. He apologized for cussing me out. And then he said, what the hell were you thinking? I said, hey man, he wanted to box. I know how to box a little bit, but I'm not a boxer. I'm a street fighter. He said, well, next time, don't fight somebody else's fight. You let them fight your fight. And I didn't think about that for a long time until I actually got into another fight, because that was like the summer before my last summer, before we moved over to Rougemont. And so I didn't really see Corey too much after that, because I told him if I ever catch him outside, I was going to fuck him up. So it never really happened. But I knew that if I caught him outside, he could outbox me, he could outrun me, but he couldn't outfight me. He knew that he couldn't knock me out. He knew no matter how hard he hit me, I won't go to sleep, which kind of made him a little bit upset, which is why he kept hitting me harder and harder and harder. Hope you're doing well out there, by the way. And I mean, he literally was trying to put my ass to sleep. I was like, that shit ain't happening, bro. That ain't happening. And I mean, and he was bigger than me. So the more that he couldn't put me to sleep, the more he continued to try. And when my gloves went off, his life was over right there. Because I was going to kill him. I wasn't playing. I didn't take all this kung fu shit just to take a beating, you know. And Mike Tyson that day was going to die because he's about to meet Bruce Lee. So after that, you know, the next summer, I didn't get to come down. No, actually I did get to come down. Because that year, I was going to the 8th grade. And when I went to the 8th grade, I got to fighting one time, like 4 days out of the week. I got to fighting on Monday. I got to fighting on Tuesday, but it didn't get physical on Tuesday. It got physical on Monday. It didn't get physical on Tuesday. Wednesday, I had a break. The brother I got to arguing with on Tuesday, we got to fighting on Thursday. Because he threatened to get a stick. And I grabbed the iron pipe and I said, okay, you hit me first. And then I'm going to wrap this bitch around you and I'm going to kill you. So that went that way. And he threatened to get his big brother on me. But his big brother had got his leg broken by an 11-year-old. So that was pretty much done there. And then I got to fighting the fight that changed my life. And everybody in the projects didn't fuck with me no more until high school. And that fight, the guy was like 6'3", 6'4", and I was only like 5'1" at the time. And I was like in the 8th grade, and he was like in the 6th grade. But he was a big kid, you know. And him and I became fairly decent friends after that. But I had on these McGregor golf cleats, and he was trying to be a hero, but he wasn't a hero. And we were heading to a clash anyway, mostly because of him, but we were heading to a clash. And when it happened, you know, he had always told me that he was going to beat my ass. He also didn't know that I was way older than him, and I didn't know he was way younger than me. And I just knew that he was a big motherfucker, and that I was scared of him, and I didn't want to fight him. But when the incident with my sister and I happened, him and his sister happened to be in the park. And as my sister was about to get away, I had just grabbed her. And I was pulling her off the fence when he hit me with all those rocks and gravel and shit. And so after that, we went at it. And when we went at it, it literally felt like I was in two places at the same time. Because when I kicked him, and he didn't really get any hurt. I mean, the dude was big as hell. And I stepped back, and he came at me, and I said, BAM! I kicked him dead in the face. And it didn't hurt him. If anything, it pissed him off. And it didn't shake his head or anything. And I was like, oh, fuck me. I knew I was going to die. And it's like my soul knew I was going to die. And my soul jumped out my body like, motherfucker, good luck. And then I'm over here, and I could almost like see my soul a little bit. and I'm scared as hell. And this guy's running at me full charge like the big guy in the Mike Tyson Punch Out game, Ball Bull or whatever the hell his name is. So he's coming at me, and I remembered that the dude had asthma, and I thought to myself, if I can induce an asthma attack, I can beat this guy. I didn't think that I was going to lose. I just knew if I can induce an asthma attack, I can beat this guy. Cause Sansoon, I had read the Art of War book long before when I started learning martial arts. The first book I ever picked up that I actually wanted to read was the Art of War. Know thy enemy, and you shall never know defeat. Sansoon. So I'm in my body, and I'm out my body, like watching the fight. And in my body, I'm thinking, asthma attack, go for the lungs. Because clearly when you kick them in the face, you only piss them off. So I remember throwing 3 punches to the lungs. Boom, boom, boom. Now on the outside, everyone else said I threw about 15 punches. I said that didn't happen. I know what I remember doing. I don't know what they saw, but what I saw living in my body, I remember going boom, 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 and him backing up a little bit. Because if my foot didn't hurt him, I didn't think that my fist was going to hurt him. And then he had help, and that will be left off because I'm not into embarrassing people. And he grabbed my foot, and then my foot was effective, the other foot, because his help was pulling me this way, and I knew if I went down, it was over. And the first time I ever felt my chi was in this hand, and I wanted to hit his help. But I felt that if I hit her, I probably would have killed her. So I took my foot to him. And then the cops came and cleaned them up, dusted them off, sent them home. And then the cop threatened me that if I had gotten a fight in one more time, that they were going to kick me and my family out. And I told the cop, F you, we're moving anyway. Which was untrue and a true at the same time. We had been talking in the house about moving, but we couldn't afford to move. So I didn't think we were moving, so that kind of made it true. When I told the cop, F you, we're moving anyway. But in the back of my head, I was thinking, did I just tell this cop a lie? We can't afford to leave the projects. The fuck am I thinking? I know I'm going away for the summertime, but I'm coming right back to the projects. So, after that, everybody, because we had like maybe a month left of school, everybody who's ever doubted me, everybody who's always called me Daniel-san or Karate Kid or Last Dragon, you're fake this and you're a fake that, they stopped. They all stopped. And it went from, you're a fake to, you're a badass motherfucker, dude. Can you teach us that shit? And I was like, I'm not a badass. I just hold my own. It's always been my saying. I always hold my own. And from that day forward, it was like people were constantly coming by to ask for martial art lessons. I would give them some, but I wouldn't give them everything. And I also had learned the tree technique, and so I would teach them that. Because it's something that a strong fighter will never think that they can lose to. And if you're not a strong fighter, the tree technique was like the best shit. And I taught them about gravity and the downhill advantage and all the other stuff. Because that's what I was taught. Downhill advantage, because gravity is nobody's friend. But if the guy's up here and you're down here and there's a pole between you and he has to kick down, you can grab him and sling him down and the fight's going to be yours. You know, if you're going to get a little brutal, but, you know. So after that, you know, I had so many people asking me about martial arts. Everybody was like, this, and this. And it was like my whole world had changed for like the 3 months of summer. So when I came home, I didn't come home to the projects. I came home to Rougemont. So when I was calling home to come home, it's like, you can't come home this week because we don't live in the projects. And I'm like, oh my God, we're homeless. You know, so I literally thought we were homeless. I said, Dad, you need to talk to my mom because I can't come home. It's like, well, you got to come home. She's like, all right, well, let me talk to your father. So they talked, and he said, you got to keep him for like at least another week because we just moved. We just found a house to move into, and nothing of his at our house. Everything that he's got, everything's being moved. Everything he's got with you is with you, but everything that's at the house has been moved. Do not go back to 811 E. Hardy Drive. That is no longer an option. I will call you when we have directions to the new house. Because she knew how to get there while she was there, but she didn't know how to explain to him how to bring me home. So I had an extra week in Smithfield, which was fun because I got to watch kids go to the bus stop. because our school didn't start back then until like September. No, our school started August the 25th. It would have started 23rd, but the 23rd was on a Saturday, and then the 24th was on a fucking Sunday, and then 25th was on Monday, and then we had just moved over here. No, I'm wrong again. Our school actually didn't start until like September, I think. I can't remember. Anyway, it's neither here or there because I still had had a week from school when I got home. So yeah, I think school might have started like on the 27th or something of August. Let's just know the school started somewhere in August. So every year it got closer to my birthday though. So I'm in 9th grade. I come home to Rougemont, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm in a new neighborhood. There's not a lot of black kids there. So you'll have to continue the story in the next video. Looks like there might be a 5-parter after all.